Hey, so I got the question on Twitter, what do I do if I have too much story? Like I have a movie idea and I have too many ideas in too many different directions and it's totally crazy and I don't know how I'm going to pack it all into my script. Well, first of all, congratulations, you have cracked the hardest thing and the most oft-asked question I get, which is how do you come up with ideas for movies? You did it. You came up with an idea for a movie. So congratulations, but now you have too many ideas for movies. Uh-oh. Okay, so what do? Well, we throw them all out. We say, I can't have any of these. And we do something I did a lot at the beginning of my career, which is called the three things theory. The three things theory is basically what you're doing is choosing three things you want to happen in a movie. There are whole movies in which really only three things happen. There's a lot of stuff in between them, but like in Reservoir Dogs, a lot of stuff happens, but really only three things happen. And these guys rob a jewelry store, they all end up at a warehouse, they all kill each other. So that's what I'm talking about. You reduce it to thematic ideas. I'm not talking about scenes. I'm talking about, by the way, spoilers for Reservoir Dogs, I'm sorry. But then you have movies where many things happen. The Matrix is a movie where many things happen. But you can still break it down to three things. Neo gets freed from the Matrix. Neo trains to become the One. Neo is the One. So then you figure out, now that you have like three things that are important, you figure out all of the pieces you need to build those three things. And you should try to figure out three pieces of each three things. Okay, so Neo gets freed from the Matrix. Okay, so we need to see his normal life, him getting freed, him outside the Matrix, and explain what the Matrix is. It's the first act. Okay, now we need to see him training to be the One, failing at being the One and learning about what that is, and learning about the resistance and starting to fight back. Okay, that's three more. Okay, it's the second act. Okay, third act. Morpheus gets kidnapped, shit hits the fan with Cypher. Neo, it turns out, is the fucking One and whips ass huge. Surprise, that's the whole Matrix. And it's just breaking down each act into parts. And once you can do that, once you start tossing off all the fat, like did you really need to know in the first Matrix about the Merovingian? Well, you never needed to know about the Merovingian. The Matrix is a terrible example for this, but I think I did a good job breaking it down. I hope I showed you that all story is time plus emotion. Time plus incident. You break down moments of someone's experience watching a movie or listening to your story into the emotion they're having at the time, into the experience you want them to have. Once you do that and you start building an outline that constricts instead of expands, you start to find all of these scenes you never would have normally thought of. You start to see ways in to different emotions you want the audience to have that you maybe thought needed 8 scenes that really only need 1 now that you're limiting it down. But if they need more scenes, you start to build from there. Maybe a first act of the 3 things can have 8 things. Maybe it can have 10. Maybe you can have a movie like Goodfellas that just wanders and has so many things, but really only one thing happens in Goodfellas. He becomes a made man. And it's the story of how that happens. In my movie, Me, Him, Her, a bunch of weird shit happens. It's not a simple movie, and it's not for everyone. But really, only 3 things happen. And when you start to break down story that way, it helps you to think of it mechanically, because screenwriting is ultimately mechanical. As horrible as that is to say, it's an art form, but it's an art form only in as much. Welcome to my office. Only in as much as it's an art form to build an art form on. When you're a screenwriter, in a lot of ways, you're building a coloring book, right? You're creating a coloring book that other people are going to have to color in, and they might be handing it to a 2-year-old who only has black Sharpies. So like, get ready, because that's your coloring book. But on the page, too much is always too much. It's not too much is never enough. If you suspect too many things are happening in your script, they probably are. Find the 3 things that happen and then find the 3 things that make each of the 3 things and build from there. And that's the best advice I can give you on that. This is my last me talking video for a while, but there's other videos coming that should be kind of strange. And then I probably am taking a break from YouTube for a minute because my fucking both TV shows are going to production at the same damn time. So thank you so much. I hope this helped you. Those are the 3 things. Buy American Alien in comic book stores now. Watch Channel Zero on Halloween. Watch Me, Him, Her, being released really soon. I think Mr. Right is also being released maybe even sooner. And now this is an ad, and that's embarrassing. Don't call people a Mary Sue online, and love Deadpool or else.